Oh man, it took me like 50 million tries to find this spot, but you know what they say, the 50 millionth try is always a charm. Anyhow guys, this is going to be a random LP upload, as you guys can tell, and I even have a piece of paper for this one, so you guys better watch out. And what I'm going to talk about today, guys, is uncontrolled substances. A lot of people talk about controlled substances. A lot of people say, you know, drugs are bad, blah, 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 blah. Whoop-de-whoop, blah, 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 blah. Now, what I have to say is that I feel like there's a lot of people going around in our world that have addictions to things. And I almost call them uncontrollable substances because most of these people don't even realize that they're addicted to things, these uncontrollable substances. Now, what I'm talking about, I wrote them down. One of my first ones is being right. People are addicted to being right, and you can debate me on that as much as you want. I really don't care. Me personally, I love being wrong. I love being proved wrong. I love being shown that there's a different answer to whatever it is that I'm thinking of. I can't wait to hear something different than someone has ever told me before. That gets me so excited. And yet, there are so many people in this world that are literally addicted to being right. They will set up situations just so that they will be right. I've seen people, they won't even apologize to another person when they're wrong, even though the other person was right. And that relationship will be completely extinguished for the rest of their lives, never to be spoken of ever again, and they will never be friends again. When in actuality, like, they could be friends forever, and if they would sit there and admit when one person is wrong and one person is right, it could become a symbiotic relationship, and who knows what could come of that. I mean, that could be amazing. But instead, everybody decides that they're always right. A lot of people are addicted to being right. And the thing that really concerns me is if you look at television, a lot of people watch a lot of television. And so if you're addicted to being right and you watch television all the time and you're constantly being fed television facts, which that's a whole nother video. If you're going off what's fed to you on television and media, and then you're addicted to being right all the time, and you enter into conversations with people, really think about that. That is concerning. It's almost someone you can't conversate with. It's like, anyhow. My next one is being difficult. Like being difficult, being an opposing force in the world. I noticed that a lot of people do this and they don't even realize they're doing it. It frightens me. I'll be completely honest with you guys. I see people, I'm gonna use this as an example. I always use the freeway as an example, but let's say you're on the freeway and you're in this lane and you went in that lane. You turn your turn signal on, you can rest assured that here in California and San Diego that this person is going to speed up to prevent you from coming over because they saw your turn signal. And that's exactly what I'm talking about, guys. You see people consistently in life trying to make other people's lives more difficult, and they actually get off on it and they love it. And the thing that concerns me the most is that they're worrying about what other people are doing. They're trying to like ruin other people's lives when obviously they don't have any passion in their life. So they have to basically set out to make other people's lives more difficult because they're so unhappy, and that's their task. And if you think about that, if you really consider that people are like addicted to doing that, and they don't even know it, like subconsciously they're doing it all the time, just constantly trying to make things difficult for other people. You'll see it in the gym. I mean, you guys know exactly what I'm talking about. You'll be in the gym, and you will look across the gym at a machine. Someone saw you do it, and they run for that machine to get in your way, even though they're just going to read a book on it or whatever. It can be any situation. It could be your brother and sister at home, whatever. They just subconsciously make things more difficult for people. You know, if you want to take a hot shower, somebody else is in the shower before and they know you want to take a shower, they'll use up all the hot water or something, like stuff like that. That kind of stuff drives me insane. If you have a problem with somebody, you walk right up to them and you tell them you have a problem with them, or solve the problem, or do whatever it is that you need to do to make it so that you are not externally trying to make other people's lives more difficult. Think about that solution to the problem. You have a problem with someone, so you start making everyone else's lives more difficult. It's like being like a child. It's childish. It's terrible. It's horrible. I can't stand when I see people that are seeing someone else either have fun or they've done something better than someone else, they've achieved something, and the people around them just, oh my gosh, they just try and prevent, and it almost becomes their task. It's really concerning, guys, and it's something that really, really bugs me in life. All right, anyhow, Next one. What I have written down here is sexiness. Now, I feel like being attractive in our world is this very, very strange thing, and I feel like a lot of people are addicted to looking good, being sexy. They're addicted to it. They don't even know it. You'll see women that they have to put on makeup like before they go in the pool. And I mean, I don't mean to mislabel it and call it an addiction or anything like that, but you're doing something that's like, you're having to go really far to do something really easy, and it's just weird to me. And I also find that there's this this passive aggressive weird thing that goes on nowadays with people where they will say that oh, I just like to look good for myself, and I just like to look good for me. Sorry about the airplane, guys. I like to look good for me. I do this for me. This is just for me. Well, if that's the case, that's completely fine, but you should be able to not go to a public place. And I don't know, it's just strange to me how much emphasis is put on being sexy in our world today. You have a lot of people walking around not even knowing that they're being fed things via media, television, all these things that it's basically telling you you need to look good. The thing that in society that is valuable is looking good. And people start getting congratulated. Like they say, hey, you look really good. Oh, you look good. And they start placing that value on themselves. They start saying, oh, that's the only reason anybody likes me. Oh, man. And then they start basically getting into these strange, like you'll see dudes that like, you know, they start doing some weird stuff to themselves to become more sexy, more sexually attractive to people. And they mislabel it completely. Like someone will think that they get a job because, you know, they're a great worker. No, you got it because of how you look, man. Like, don't even think that your pecs filling out that nice little t-shirt that they put on you for being a busboy or whatever it is didn't get you the job. It's true. Like, I used to work at a gym. They put the polo shirt on me for the gym that I was going to wear the uniform. They said, oh, you fill that out perfectly. You're going to do great here. And I was like, that's weird, man. And it's just strange to me how addicted people are to looking good today. It's just strange. If you look at the gym outfits of today, I'm not trying to talk about anybody in particular at all or anything, but there's a lot of emphasis put upon looking really good. And people get very, very wrapped up in it. You will see people that have a car that, you'll see women, I don't mean to pick on women here, but you'll see some women that have a car that is a pigsty. It is, I'm a mechanic. You'll see a car that is completely diminished mechanically, cosmetically, and yet this perfect, beautifully eyebrow plucked, nails done, everything's perfect girl hops out of the car. And it's just weird when you see the emphasis that's being put on being sexy all the time. It's something that I really, really don't like at all. And it just really bugs me how looking good is so much more important than everything else. It's like more important than friends. It's like more important than, oh, it's just so bad. I'm gonna stop now because now I'm ranting, guys. I feel like this one is getting a little bit long. But another thing that I find that people are addicted to, and I have written down here, being a perv. Now, I don't mean to like label it like that, but I notice a lot of people get caught up in looking. They like to look. I notice some dudes on the freeway sometimes or driving, they will almost get in an accident because they're just so unhappy in their life that they have to, the way that they make themselves happy is that they will always observe pretty girls. They'll always be looking, look all the time. And like, you'll see it to a point where a dude will be making like a right turn in his car and he'll have to look at the cute girl, like, oh, and almost get in an accident. He's so addicted to looking at pretty girls that he almost got in an accident. I've seen this so many times, and I hate to say this, but I'm going to use the gym as an example one more time, guys. But when you look at the gym, I have seen guys, this is a daily thing for me. You will watch a girl go from one part of the gym to the other part of the gym. There will be, sometimes, I've seen it, 2 guys behind that girl that will follow her to the next machine just so they can look at her butt. And you got to think about that for a second. That guy just completely changed his routine in the gym. Let's say he was doing back and biceps, and then she goes over to, you know, the hamstring machine or something, whatever it is. He will go to a machine next to that girl and ruin his routine and not make any gains just because he's so into looking at this girl, constantly looking. He's never gonna talk to her, nothing. He's just addicted to looking. They just look all the time. And this goes for females too. I've seen females do it too, and I'm not trying to, like, you know, say anything bad about any particular people or anything like that, but females do this too, and I've seen it. It has happened to me, and it's very creepy, and it's like, it's just this weird addiction that is there for no reason. Like, you could be writing a book or something, or I don't know, do something else besides just be a perv and look at people. That is very weird to me. And people can debate me on this. I really feel like people are addicted to doing that. All right, last one for me here. This one is a big one, and I really hate to say this, but a lot of people are very, very addicted to being negative. They can't wait to be negative. Well, it's not so much negative slash dramatic, you know, that yelling, that reality show thing that's all over TV, where, you know, somebody says something and then the person just flips out and starts throwing stuff. Oh my God, I can't believe, blah, 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 blah. Some people are addicted to that. They can't wait to start flipping out about something. They're just so unhappy that they can't wait to, like, have a dramatic event happen so that they can flip out about it. And in fact, I've seen people get so addicted to being negative that in their life they will literally purposely make things happen in their life just so that they can flip out about it. Or they'll even sit there and magnifying glass other people's lives just for things to flip out about. It's so silly. I think it's so silly how much time people spend on being negative. And you can debate me on this fact that, you know, oh, well, being negative, that's not like an addiction. But you can, if you guys start observing this and you actually observe certain people in your lives, you will notice that certain people are addicted to that negativity. They can't wait to complain. They can't wait to say something bad about someone else. They can't wait. And you're gonna start noticing that now that I've pointed it out, you'll notice it. And it is terrible. It is, I really feel like it's one of the most horrible addictions out there, is being negative. You can never, ever see the light. You can't ever see someone's happiness. There's just no light at the end of the tunnel. It's so weird to me. And I just find it really weird because there's a lot of people that claim that they have the answers to things, religious people, etc., etc. And they claim that they know the answers to things and everything, but then you look at how unhappy certain people are, and you can tell that there's something wrong in their universe. They feel inadequate in some way, or they're unhappy in some way. Something's making them unhappy, so they have these, what I call these uncontrollable substances, these uncontrollable addictions that they don't even know it's happening. They don't even know they're addicted to something. It's just a snowball that keeps getting bigger and bigger and worse and worse. And what I hope, guys, is that maybe if you guys have one of these people in your lives, that you could share this video with them, or even just share this thought with them. That's it. And maybe just recognizing this, calling them out, will break them out of it. I've done it before. I've called people out. This negative thing, I can't do this negative thing. I have to call people out sometimes when it comes to this negativity thing. You have to show people the light, and sometimes you have to do it over and over and over and over again, but eventually these people will break, and they can break their addictions. And I just wanted to make this video, guys, because this is something that I've wanted to make for a long time. It's something that I think about all the time. I go public places constantly, and I see people do these things, and I don't have any outlet to say anything. You know, you can't walk up to that person and say something, but fortunately, guys, I do have this outlet. And I want to thank you guys. Hope you guys enjoyed this video. This was a ball to make, actually. I had to find like 15 million different locations because each one there was a bunch of noise. But I finally did it, and I'm here. And now I'm out of things to say. Wow, LP's out of things to say. Uh-oh, I better get up and turn off the camera. I will see you guys next time.